Hi, my name's Alex. My wife and I just bought this new bunk bed. It's a Dorel Living Brady twin over full solid wood kids bunk bed with this ladder here. It cost about $277 for us to buy this on Amazon, I believe. And I want to just tell you a little bit of how to set it up because it can be a little daunting when you get this big box in the mail with lots of pieces. And I also want to give you a little bit of a review of how we like it. So first, let me explain, summarize how you set it up. So essentially what you do, on each side of the bunk bed, you've got the ends. The first step is you assemble these end boards. So each of these pieces of wood, they get screwed in. So that's the first step. You get the end boards. The second step is you then connect the end boards together by putting in the two long pieces on the sides. So you put that all together, and then basically, once you have the bottom full bed and the bottom twin bed assembled, you basically just lift up the twin bed, and it just falls onto these wooden dowels here that hold it in place. The last step is you put together the ladder. It's super duper easy. You just screw in these pieces of wood and hang it on, and then screw it on, and then you're good to go. So that's essentially how you set it up. Now let me tell you a little bit of how I like it. So if you look here, if I lift up this mattress a little bit, you can see what it looks like, the wooden beams. Every other beam has a wooden dowel underneath it, and this helps add quite a bit of stability and support. These wooden beams are actually pretty thick. They're about 1 inch thick. They'd probably hold up without those, but with these it makes it pretty sturdy. So let me show you what the top looks like a little bit. If you can see it, it's kind of hard to see, but you've got these vertical kind of like I-beams going across it. The nice thing about this bunk bed is those I-beams are not only screwed down into the board so they don't wiggle and fall out, they're also wedged in between these pieces of wood so they're nice and snug even if you didn't have them screwed in. And the beams are each about that thick or that tall, so they're very structurally sound, which is really nice when you have, like we do, we have our oldest child sleeping up top and he likes to bounce on his bed and his sister likes to come up there with him, and it makes it really, really strong. I know growing up I had a bunk bed where it actually fell down on us when we were goofing around, but I don't think you'd really run that risk with this bunk bed. Overall, I really like it. It's solid wood, which I like. A lot of furniture nowadays is made out of like fiber wood, but this is actual real wood, which is really nice. It's fairly lightweight, but it's also quite sturdy. I really like the espresso color on it. And let's see, as far as what parents should know, if you have little children, some potential problems with this bunk bed. Well, one thing that's really nice is on the top, you have all 4 sides have these walls, which is really nice. I know some bunk beds don't have walls on the back side, but I've heard horror stories of children who can fall down and get wedged in between the bed, but you don't really run that risk with the top bunk. Down here on the bottom bunk, you actually don't have a wall, which hasn't been a problem for us, but it's just something to be aware of. I think one thing they could do to improve it is add that wall there, because me as a parent, it seems like it's a little bit safer when it's walled off and you don't run the risk of having your child, you know, roll in the middle of their sleep and get wedged in between the wall and the bed. Overall, we really like this bunk bed. It's sturdy. It's relatively easy to put together. I actually did it with my 4-year-old's help mostly, and it was really fun. The only tool you need, it actually comes with, which is just, I don't know if it's called an Allen wrench, those little hexa wrench things that you just twist and turn. So that just kind of, I think that's the only tool you need. Holds up really well. You don't need any glue, which is great. But yeah, the only thing I'd be concerned about as a parent is if they are on the bottom bunk bed, just keep an eye on them. Make sure they don't sleep too close to that edge in the back, else they could kind of get stuck a little bit there, and not sleep with too much bedding. Also, here on this side, we put it up against a wall. So that way on one side, when they're climbing up and everything, there's a wall there. You don't have to worry about them falling that way. We put it back against that wall, so you don't have to worry about them falling that way. And then over here, the children could fall. It hasn't been an issue at all thus far, but just a thing to keep in mind. You might want to put something here like, I don't know, a little dresser in case they did fall. They wouldn't fall all the way. It's not too terribly high, but also one other thing I'll point out. Here you can see that there's 2 bolts here holding this side. There's over here it's held in a few places. So here it's pretty sturdy. Here it's pretty sturdy. Right here it's only held by 1. I kind of wish there were 2 screws holding that in. Just because the children, when they get up here, they'll often like to kind of lean on it or push on it. Hasn't been a problem yet, but I could see if you had a really strong child going like this on that, I could see this cracking the wood or breaking it potentially. But overall, I would recommend this. If you like the twin over full style, I think this is a great bunk bed to go with. Yeah, so anyway, if you want to see the exact type of product we got on Amazon, I'll include a link in the description below. You can click on it, see what's on sale for it. But I think it's a great bunk bed, and yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.